So today I'm going to talk about how I got my witch name, Avalon Ash. Now, you guys have been asking me this over time, and I've talked to some of you. I think you even put it in a post like a long time ago, but I'll just hopefully get in a quick video. So when it comes to getting your witch name, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, and this really cool book by Storm Fairy Wolf came out called The Witch's Name, and he has a lot of great information, and quite a bit of it resonated. And there's a lot of different ways you can approach it and do it and come up with it, and he talks about it way more in depth than I ever will. So this is just my story. So before I even started posting on Alchemy Inc. on Instagram, when I first started this page, I needed a name for my witchy side. Like I didn't know at the time that witches had, like, you know, alter egos or different names, or that they were called witches names or anything like that. And I was thinking to myself that I needed it. And I've always been really good with coming up with names for characters in books. And I was kind of having a bit of trouble with this one because it was so important. Yeah. So basically I kind of asked my higher self for help and how to get this name. And I was in the shower one day, which in the shower is where I get a lot of, you know, downloads, ideas, powerful channeling thoughts, like all kinds of cool stuff. It's the water of the energy, and it happens to people. It's like kind of common-ish. And I got like clear as day Avalon Ash, and I was like, oh, interesting. Like that just, it felt so right. It resonated so much, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, that's it. And I like saw like the future. I was like, yeah, that's it. And over time it's developed, and I don't have like multiple personalities or anything like that, but this is a legitimate thing when you have like another, because human beings are very multifaceted, and we allow ourselves to be as multifaceted as we want. Think of celebrities, how they have like a persona, witches can also have a persona, or like this other personality, so to speak, and it's still them, but it's just like probably like a combination of like channeled knowledge, ancient knowledge, collective consciousness, past life stuff. It's probably like a combination of all those things. But you kind of do like live in two different worlds as a witch. And I'm assuming when you have like an alter ego, like a celebrity, but in a different way. So since, you know, we're already living in two different worlds, it makes sense that we would have a name for that other side of us that goes into that world. And one of the books that really helped me was called Avalon Within. So when I read this, a lot of it resonated. Now, the meaning of Avalon, and I only have 10 seconds left, so I'll go into the meaning of the name in this in 1 second in part 2. All right, this is part 2 of how I got my witch's name. So the meaning of Avalon is, now this is like a Arthurian myth of King Arthur. When he died, he was taken to the paradise, mythical, beautiful island of Avalon, which is also called the island of death, or Isle of Death, also called the Isle of Apples, or that's the meaning of the word Avalon, or name Avalon. So when I learned that it was like the island of death, and I've always had this weird connection with King Arthur and all that stuff, it just resonated so much. I was like, oh wow, interesting. And then of course I read this book too. Now the ash part is what that represents for me is, you know, through the healing process, it's very transformative. And as you go through your own healing journey, which a lot of you probably have experiences, is that it's like the phoenix who burns herself and then is reborn from the ashes. And it's just it's very symbolic and meaningful to me because of how, you know, witchcraft literally saved my life. I was at this really dark, horrible point in my life when I was in Christianity still, but right before I left, and I was horribly depressed, and I almost unalived myself. And finding witchcraft and practicing it and learning about it, and then learning about spirituality, it was like a whole other world opened up to me. And between that and meditation, it completely shifted my life, and the best days of my life were ahead of me, and I didn't even realize it, all because of this path. It's been truly remarkable, and I very much felt like the phoenix that had, you know, been burned and turned into ash, and chose to rise as the phoenix. So from the ashes, ash, and then the aspect of Avalon was like the Isle of Death. No, what I learned from this book is that there's this, I think it's called Avalonian healing process, and I'll read a segment of this book. Hopefully I can get it in. Okay, so I'm going to read page 13 really quick. The Avalonian healing cycle is symbolic distillation of the soul's journey from woundedness to wholeness, from being inauthentic to sovereignty, and from disconnection to connection with the divine. It provides a loom with which we can weave the tapestry of our fully actualized selves in the Avalonian tradition. This is the priestess self, she who is self-sufficient, connected with goddess, and who lives in egoless service to the holy island within. And that's what it talks a lot about, this holy isle within, which resonated a lot in the whole healing part of it. I mean, my name basically has all to do with my healing and healing process, which is what I also give out into the world. So it's very sorry, the last video ran out. So yeah, I mean, this is a great book and very interesting. A lot of it resonated. And I found this book pretty early on my path, and when this all happened, and since then there's been a lot of other serendipitous things involving my name that I've seen and read about, and I mean, it's just constant confirmation that this was the right name. This is always going to be my witch name, and it's just been so powerful in so many ways. And this is truly, like, I feel like this is, I don't say my authentic self, but it's really hard to articulate, really, unless you've experienced it yourself. And this isn't for everybody. Like, not everyone's supposed to have, a different persona. But it is pretty common for witches to have their own name, and it can be like pretty much anything you want, I guess, as long as it's not offensive, obviously. But yeah, I mean, whatever feels right to you, whatever feels good, whatever resonates, and I feel like the best way is just to let your intuition kind of take over and either ask for synchronicities to come up. Dreams, anything like that, it usually just comes to you, and then once you like look into the meaning or whatever, it makes so much sense. So but again, that book I mentioned before, I think it was in part 1, by Storm Fairy Wolf. I just didn't want to fuck up his name. Storm Fairy Wolf. He has way more ideas and stories, and he talks about some personal experiences, and he's just a great person and a great book. And it just, I like to learn new things, even if I've already done them or experienced them, whether I can help other people or just interesting. So check that out if you are interested in finding out your witch name, or just do what I did and figure it out, because that's what I do. I dive into things and I figure it out. So yeah, that's it. I think that's pretty much all I can say on that. Without going a bit overboard, but that's the story of how I got my name, and I think this is like part 3, so I'm finally going to end it. But yeah, so I'm Avalon Ash, and if you're new, it's nice to meet you, and if we have known each other for a long time, how's it going? I'm getting punchy because I made like 25 videos, and I'm tired. I'm getting drained. And I pretty much made all the videos I can think of for the day, so I think it's time to wrap it up. So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna go get some work done, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed all these videos, and I hope you have a great day, and thanks for being part of my journey and for supporting me, and yeah, have a great day. Bye.